Okay, so I've got about 2 hours before I have to go pick up Kiana, and I still haven't had lunch, so it's like 2:30. Let's cook me, can't get away from the light. Let's cook me a random Asian meal that I'm going to invent. Okay, so first up, we're like literally going to do this as quick as we can. Because I'm hungry. I'm really hungry, and I get hangry. So there's no one here, so I'd have to get hangry at myself, and that would be just weird. So let's just get into it, make some lunch, and gobble it down. Okay, so recently I was watching a lady's TikTok, and she made salmon. I don't eat seafood, so we're not having salmon, but we are going to try and kind of replicate what she made, which is a one-pot meal made in the rice cooker. She made kind of like an Asian-y sauce to go with it, and it was all just cooked in the rice cooker. Now, I have a dirty pot on my stove. Gross, okay? It's got butter in it, basically. Oh, shit. Okay, the, sorry, Mum, for the swear word, but it's going to start raining and somebody put something in my letterbox, so I got to go get it. Bye. Secure the goods. These are forms for a wedding coming up in February, so I didn't want them to get wet. Anyway, let's get back to it. So the woman online made everything in her rice cooker in like a one-pot meal. I have a pan here. I'm going to saute the vegetables first because I don't know that that would work in my rice cooker. And I think it's going to taste nicer. So that's what we're doing. So mine will be similar, but it'll be one pot and a fry pan. I suppose I could use the pressure cooker, but it's bigger and a pain in the neck to get out. So just cook them down. All right, then I also have just a couple of loose shallots that were in my fridge, so I'm gonna chop them up. By the way, this is like a slightly wilted capsicum, but it's still got plenty of life in it, so it's going in as well. Now, no one else will eat this except for me, so that's why I'm really not worried about it. I love capsicum. Or peppers, as they're called in the United States. I dropped a bit of onion in there. That's annoying. Ooh. Well, we need to get some garlic in this thing too. Right. I'm a fan of garlic, so we'll go 1.5. Okay, we're just gonna let that brown off a bit. I defrosted way too much chicken for myself, so unsure whether to do like a double serve and keep it for another day. I might end up doing that just so that the chicken gets cooked properly. So I already had some chicken breast sliced in half. Now I'm just slicing it up into little pieces. Okay, so I've ended up chopping up 1.5 chicken breasts, and I still have like half a chicken breast here, but it's like a full-on big one. So I'm going to use this same pan and fry it later with a bit of garlic on it. I'll put it in the fridge and have it with whatever's left from here for tomorrow. And if there's nothing left tomorrow, I'll have it on a sandwich or something. I'm birding my veggies slightly, but that's all right. Probably got the heat up too high. Oops. I'll take them out of here in a sec. starting to feel like I've got the shakes a bit because I'm so hungry. All right, so, oh, there's not much oil left in there. In fact, there's like no oil left in there. Who put that back in the bloody cupboard? Oh, all right, let's see what else we've got. I'll go with this oil. All right, it's probably too much, but it is what it is. So pour in some oil. I like arborio rice, so that's what I'm going to use. You can use whatever you like. All right, there's a tiny bit left in there, so I'm going to do a full cup of that and the extra. I'm going to grab my veggies from here and I'm going to put them in there. Stirred it around together. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. That might be a bit more than 2. I need a bit of a free pour. And I'm going to do the same with teriyaki sauce. Okay. I'm going to put in the chicken breast. And I'm also going to stir it around. Okay, and it's not just rice you can cook in your rice cooker, okay? So we're going to fill this up twice with water. And you don't have to, but just for good measure, I'm going to stir it again. I'm also going to add in some salt. And maybe we'll put like, I don't know, another half of garlic, just for good measure. I've never actually done this before, so we're just going to hope for the best. Grab your rice cooker lid. Make sure you've got it flicked on. Go away and wait for it to pop up and then you can come test it. Okay, so while you're waiting on your other food cooking, put some butter in the pan to melt. The mouth of this stove at the moment is in the wrong place. It should be over there with the bigger burner, and this one should be here. So everything's falling down, but that's fine, whatever. So we're just going to let that melt down. I'm going to pan fry the other piece of chicken with a little bit of this more than just the bagel seasoning, which has things like garlic and sesame seeds and other things inside of it. So it should be really nice on the outside of that piece of chicken. All right, so there she is. Whew. So I'm just going to sprinkle some on. I'm just going to sprinkle some on like that and then pop that face down to cook for a few minutes. Meanwhile, I'll just sprinkle some on the other side. So she's cooking away and she looks a bit like this at the moment. So that's pretty much how she has ended up. I'm just going to turn her off now and leave her off, and she can just continue to kind of cook in her own juices. So now we're just going to dish it out. Yummo. All right, so I have my favorite bowl, my favorite fork, and my favorite dish out spoon. Do any of you guys have favorites that you use in the kitchen all the time that aren't necessarily the most beautiful, but they certainly are good to use? Now this smells divine. Yum. It's actually kind of turned into more of like a, I don't know, a mush or something though. More like a risotto. There's still a bit of like liquid in here. Hopefully it will dry out a bit more. I'm going to start with this. Put the lid back on. Pop the spoon to the side. Now I haven't, that's what it looks like. I haven't I haven't put any like extra salt or pepper or anything on it. Hang on. It's so hot, you can see. Yum. The seasoning is great. It tastes really yummy. So that was just teriyaki garlic, soy sauce, water, rice, chicken, and whatever veggies you want to throw in there. Yum. I'm gonna go eat. Bye for now. See you in the next one. And just for anyone worried about the chicken, as you can see, it's cooked perfectly. Yum. I think I want seconds.